Coming up on Top Shelf Sports, conference play heats up for both women's and men's basketball. NIU signing day brings in 22 new Huskies, and the big game turns into instant classic. Top Shelf Sports starts now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Top Shelf Sports newscast of the semester. It's great to be back at the desk again, especially with Eddie Garcia to my left. How's winter, man?
It was good, man. I was actually out here covering women's basketball, so it's been a pretty good winter.
Yeah, with the Star?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, working with the big boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's good. And I'm just happy to be back, and we have a lot to talk about because basketball season is in full gear.
And NIU football looks to rejuvenate the program on signing day. The men's basketball team matched up against its conference rival, Kent State, late in January. The Huskies and the Golden Flashes fought back and forth in the first half. The Flashes ended up on top 39-37 at intermission. The second half opened up with a big breakaway dunk for the Huskies, bringing the game to a tie in the early moments of the second half. Kent State goes on a scoring run after the dunk, ending in a 49-41 lead. The Huskies countered their run, bringing the game back within one. As Levi Bradley led the Huskies with 12 points, Jalen Cleve was close behind with 11. The run was not enough, however, as the Flashes' solid defense and offensive rebounding started to give Kent State the edge. A three by the Flashes sealed the game for Kent State as they downed the Huskies 73-66. The Huskies faced off against the Akron Zips recently at the Convocation Center. The Zips entered the game at 19-3 overall and undefeated in MAC play. The Huskies began the game with a quick hands-on defense, leading to easy basket down low to Marin Maric. The Huskies could not be stopped in the first half as Marin Maric kept his hands busy on defense to feed senior guard Eric Armstead for an empathetic slam to give the Huskies an early lead. Armstead was on fire in the first half, going 3 for 3 from behind the arc and had 11 points, with Maric adding 18 first half points to give NIU a 57-43 halftime lead. Akron came out firing the second half, chipping away at the Huskies' lead with a three-pointer from Akron guard Antino Jackson. The Zips took their first lead of the contest with 3:51 remaining in the game after Zips center Isaiah Johnson scored 2 of his 21 points. After a couple of made free throws from Akron, the Huskies had one last solid chance to tie the game, but sophomore guard Latewan Porter missed a three-pointer to end the game and giving Akron a 76-73 win.
NIU faced off against the Eastern Michigan University Eagles February 4th at the Convocation Center for Alumni Day. The team honored the late Husky coach John McDougall before the game. Eastern Michigan jumped out to a quick 14-7 lead over the Huskies with back-to-back shots made by the Eagles' James Thompson, the fourth, and Ty Toney. The Huskies battled back as Marin Maric went 7 for 13 from the field with 14 points in 29 minutes. NIU sophomore guard Latewan Porter scored 7 points and had team-high 4 assists. The Huskies scored the following 5 points, but the Huskies responded with several strong dunks down low by Eric Armstead and Maric, and scored the next 13 points to take a 40-33 lead into halftime. The Huskies started the second half with a beautiful Euro step from freshman Eugene German, then a dump-off pass to Highsmith for the dunk. Armstead then knocked down 2 pull-up jumpers to extend and preserve the Huskies' lead. NIU defeated the Eagles 81-69. Joining us now is Northern Star men's basketball reporter Tom Burton, here to discuss the season so far. So Tom, how you been, man?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's always a pleasure to have you on the desk.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Definitely. So you guys are 14-10, or the men's basketball team is 14-10, third in the MAC. Who do you believe is an impactful player this season? And who do you believe needs to improve maybe a little bit?
Well, I think for the last 3 games, Armstead has really been good. He's averaging 15.3 points a game and just over 6 rebounds, and he's been good for them recently. But as far as the future, I think they need to get consistent scoring efforts from Marin Maric. I mean, Coach always kind of references him as like the reason for them having success in games, and they just need him to be more consistent and get him the ball more.
Yeah, so this team is moderately young or getting into that young stage. So who do you think who do you see as that young star coming out of the shell?
Well, I love their 2 young point guards in Eugene German and Justin Thomas. I think they're really turning heads and impressing in their freshman season, and the Huskies have 3 more good seasons with them taking the ball up the floor.
Definitely. So we're kind of midway through the season right now. So what is something you think the team needs to improve on?
I would say their outside shooting definitely is something that they've kind of struggled with all year. I mean, their defense is one of the best in the conference, and they just need to do a better job of getting good shots and kind of feeding the hot hand and just making sure that they're running a good offense. Sometimes it gets kind of stagnant, so that'll separate them from the rest.
Yeah, and later in the show we're going to talk about the women's team and their successes, but is that driving the men's team, seeing the women's doing so well so far, or is that just a thing that is in the back of their minds?
I would say it has to. I mean, you look at your counterpart and, the success that they're having, like you want to duplicate that success and, show the Husky fans that, hey, we're good too. So I would say that, yeah, it is in the back of their minds.
Yeah.
So let's say if the season ends early for NIU, do you think Coach Montgomery is in the hot seat for his job, or what do you think about that?
I personally don't, because I think Montgomery, along with Lisa Carlson for the women's, has brought, a fresh, face to the program and kind of transformed the program in a way. And the men's have had success with Montgomery, and they, appreciate him as a coach, and the relationship with him is good. So I would say he's fine.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Tom, and
Thanks, guys.
until next time. But let's take a first look at women's basketball, where it's been an interesting season, to say the least, for the Huskies. They've had a mid-season battle with the Redhawks of Miami, Ohio. NIU takes an early first-quarter lead as Cassidy Glenn starts her night off hot. Molly McDonough uses her body to put in a layup to pad the lead for the Redhawks, but Miami stayed on their tail as point guard Lauren Dickerson was also on fire. The Huskies had a 4-point lead at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter started with Dickerson and Courtney Woods switching off three-pointers, but Woods ended up with 5 threes while Dickerson went 6 for 7. Renee Sladek then finds Michaela Voigt for the Huskies for another Husky 3. Woods put in her second 3 late in the second quarter to bring her team to a 9-point lead at halftime. Dickerson shows some ball handle skills in the second half, cutting in between 2 Husky defenders for a layup. But the Huskies were better and went on a run to take a 20-point lead going into the final quarter. Dickerson started hot for the Redhawks again throughout the game, scoring 26 points total. Allie Lehman and Michaela Voigt helped the Huskies keep the lead in the fourth quarter, as Voigt ended up with 16 points, going 4 for 4 from the three-point line, and the Huskies win 89-76.
Earlier this season, the women's basketball team defeated Kent State in a blowout. It was a slow start for both sides until the third quarter, where NIU outscored the Golden Flashes 37-21. 5 Huskies scored in double figures in the 93-72 victory, as sophomore guard Michaela Voigt led the way with 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting from the field. This win marks a season sweep against Kent State, as the Huskies came out on top in their previous matchup, 98-97.
The NIU women's basketball team took on the Western Michigan Broncos this past Saturday, and after being down in the first quarter, the Huskies got it started in the second. Junior forward Kelly Smith gets fouled and makes a tough basket and free throw, turning it into a 3-point play. But freshman guard Janae Poison comes out with a big block from behind against Bronco forward Brianna Mobley. The Huskies continued their offensive streak in the second quarter, only down by 2 at the half. And after missing a three-pointer by sophomore guard Courtney Woods, Smith connects 2 rebounds, keeping the game close. And senior forward Cassidy Glenn makes a big 3-point shot, giving the Huskies the lead. They would keep that lead and pull off a comeback victory against the visiting Broncos, 67-62. This semester for Top Shelf Sports, we'll be featuring a segment called Leader of the Pack, a special feature piece where we highlight an NIU athlete and take a look at their life behind the court. If you would like us to highlight a particular NIU athlete, please contact the Northern Television Center. When we return, we give you a more inside look at the 2017 class of recruits for NIU football.
And we are back. Let's move from the court to the field. NIU recently signed 22 new Huskies to the football family. Most of the signees are from the Midwest, including 10 right here from Illinois. Head coach Rod Carey speaks about his hopes on the 3 special recruits.
Cole Tucker. Through this recruiting process, he was our first commit in this class. And he really, really set the tone for this entire class way back last spring. And certainly couldn't be more excited about him and the abilities and the things that he's going to bring for us. Both his parents played here, went here. They are involved and ingrained in this community, and they're outstanding people, and they have raised an outstanding son who just happens to be a fantastic football player. I am ecstatic personally to have a DeKalb High School guy here. Rodney Hall, 6'2", 210-pound quarterback from Cass Tech out of Detroit, Michigan, state champs, 14-0, leader of the team. Cass Tech, if you guys are familiar with it at all, and the job coach does up there, year in and year out produces top quality athletes and unbelievable teams. This is the leader of that, and he's already on campus here. Mike Kennedy, 6'1", 200 pounds, linebacker from Mount Carmel, Illinois. Obviously, I probably don't need to go over Mount Carmel and the ties that we have Mount Carmel at this place, and we're super excited that Coach Lenti, we got to recruit another one of his athletes, and Mike, extremely good football player. But again, you go past the football player on all these guys with the relationship that we've built with them, and you're going to dig and find a quality young man with a great family.
NIU women's gymnastics team took home first place at the gymnastic competition this past weekend. Huskies started at the vault, where they finished with a score of 48.550. Junior Ashley Potts tied for first place with a score of 9.825. Potts earned second on the balance beam with a personal best of 9.875. Senior Jamara Carter took first place on even parallel bars with a score of 9.850. Sophomore Anna Martucci scored the win for the Huskies on the floor routine with a score of 9.850. After the award ceremony, the gymnast team stuck around to sign autographs for the fans. NIU gymnastics look to continue their great season against Bowling Green on Saturday. The Huskies came into this meet at 6-2, with Bowling Green visiting with a 1-8 record. The Huskies started strong on the vault. Junior Andy Van Voris had a solid vault, scoring a 9.8. Thus, the ladies followed up with a very good showing on the uneven bars. Senior Courtney Dwell scored a competition high 9.9. The score was met with the elation and emotion from the team and Dell herself. Senior Jamara Carter was awarded with a 9.85 for her performance on the bars. And on the floor, Dell and junior Catherine Prentice gave a boost with their routines, but sophomore Anna Martucci stole the show with the season-high 9.925. The Huskies came out victorious 194.875 to 192.875.
The NIU wrestling team has been doing well this season and have accumulated some highlights, getting fans off their seats. NIU's Kirk Johansson was held down but picked up his momentum, and his opponent slammed him on the mat, giving the crowd something to cheer about. NIU won the match against Eastern Michigan and will continue to find success in the future.
When we come back, we'll send it to our Sports Hub, where we'll take a look at Sunday's big game and cover a wide range of Chicago sports.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back as we send it to our Sports Hub with Emmett Kane. Emmett, take it away, man.
Week of Greatness brought it again for the 5th year.
How is it possible it keeps getting better even after all these years?
Kind of makes you wonder what Foot Locker is up to.
You know, that's an unfortunate mindset you got there.
Tom Brady.
Just because something's great year after year doesn't mean anything's going on. Why can't some things just be great?
Just a question.
It starts with questions, and then questions turn into assumptions, and then assumptions turn into vacations. So why would you punish the Week of Greatness for something that never even happened? I lost my appetite.
Thank you, Eddie. That Foot Locker commercial debuted earlier this season while Tom Brady was serving a suspension from Commissioner Roger Goodell. He and the Patriots faced the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday for the biggest game of the year. Brady entered the game playing in the 7th title game of his career. Atlanta plays in their 2nd title game and searches for their 1st NFL championship. Atlanta got out to a hot start as Devontae Freeman rushes into the end zone for the first score of the game. After a 14-point lead, Brady throws it up the middle, and it's picked off. He was looking for Danny Amendola, and the cornerback Robert Halford gets an 82-yard pick six. Falcons get out to a 21-0 lead. Later on in the 4th, Atlanta has a 28-12 lead. As we can see, Matt Ryan drops back and fumbles. Patriots recover the football, and the New England Patriots still have life. Brady is pumped up on the sidelines. Late in the 4th, Tom Brady looks downfield, and it looks like an incomplete pass. The replay shows that Julian Edelman indeed caught that ball, possibly one of the greatest catches in NFL history. You can see that it never touched the ground. Less than a minute to go, Brady hands it off to James White, and the Patriots are a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. Now on the conversion, Brady throws a screen pass to Amendola, and the Pats have shocked the world. They tied the game, and we are going to the first overtime in the history of the NFL championship. Now into overtime, the Patriots win the toss and get it to the 2-yard line. Brady hands it off to White, and he crosses the goal line. The Patriots finish the amazing comeback. Brady gets his 4th MVP. He and Coach Belichick receive their 5th title win. Here's what Brady had to say after the win as he holds the Lombardi Trophy.
You know, they're all sweet, so they're all different. And, you know, this has been just an incredible team, and just happy to, you know, be a part of it. It's just a great group of coaches and teammates, and we overcame a lot of different things, and it's all worth it.
Tom?
Hi.
Welcome to Shields MRI. Would you please remove all jewelry and place it in the locker?
Oh, yeah. Sure, no problem.
Tom Brady trusts Shields MRI. You can too.
That all?
Actually, no. I forgot this one. It's kind of new.
We're gonna need to get you a bigger locker.
Roger that.
Oh, that Tom Brady. Now we head to Chicago sports, where the Blackhawks traveled to Dallas to face the Stars. Midway through the third, Artem Amisimov passes to Patrick Kane across the ice. He dekes around Dallas goalie for his 17th goal of the year. On the replay, you can see he just gets it past the skate of Lehtinen to tie the game. Now late in the third, Artemi Panarin passes it to Anisimov, and he crashes into the goal. Somehow the puck goes in, and the Hawks get out to the late lead against Dallas. The replay shows that Lehtinen didn't cover up the puck. Trevor Van Riemsdyk pokes it away from him, and it goes in the goal. That's TVR's 2nd goal of the year. The Hawks end up winning 5-3. Jonathan Toews scores a late empty net goal. They face the first place Minnesota Wild tonight in Minneapolis. On Monday, the Bulls faced the Kings in Sacramento. The Bulls got out to an early lead, but ran into some trouble with DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins had 18 points and one huge bucket to tie the game, and that gave the Kings all the momentum. Although the Bulls did not choke, Dwayne Wade came up with 31 points with 6 assists and 3 rebounds. The Bulls go on to win 112-107. With spring training only 1 week away, let's see what's ahead for our Chicago teams. The Cubs and Chris Bryant look to repeat the World Series title as they keep most of their young players and will remain a powerhouse in the MLB. The White Sox received top prospect Yoan Moncada and Lucas Giolito after a trade with the Red Sox, and will look to shoot fireworks on the south side. That will be it for the Sports Hub. Let's send it back to the desk with Eddie and Alec.
I think he really likes Tom Brady.
Definitely.
He's got a man crush.
Top Shelf Sports is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University.
For more on Top Shelf Sports, look us up and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at our Top Shelf NIU handle, and check us out on our website. We want to thank you all for being with us.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone. And as always, go Huskies.